40 Rules of Love, Part 40. Rumi, Konya, December 18, 1244. Button, Allah, the hidden face of God. Open my mind so may I see the truth. When Shams asked me that question about the Prophet Muhammad and Sufi Bistami, I felt as though we were the only two persons left on the face of the earth. In front of us extended the 7 stages on the path to truth. 7 maqamat every soul had to go through in order to attain oneness. The first stage is the deprived nafs, the most primitive and common stage of being. When the soul is entrapped in worldly pursuits, most human beings are stuck there, struggling and suffering in the service of their baser selves, but always holding others responsible for their continuing happiness. If and when a person becomes aware of the soul's abased situation by starting to work on himself, he can move to the next stage, which is, in a way, is the opposite of the previous one. Instead of blaming other people all the time, the person who has reached this stage blames himself, sometimes to the point of self-effacement. Herein, the self becomes the accusing nerves and thus starts the journey toward inner purification. In the third stage, the person is more mature and the self has evolved into the inspired nerves. It is only at this level and not any time before that one can experience the true meaning of the word surrender and roam the valley of knowledge. Anyone who has made it this far will possess and display patience, perseverance, and wisdom. The world will feel new and full of inspiration. Nevertheless, many of the people who reach the third level feel an urge to the dwell here, losing the will or the courage to go further. That is why, as beautiful and blessed as it is, the third stage is a trap for the one who aims higher. Those who manage to go further reach the valley of wisdom, and to come to know the serene nerves. Here one's sense of self is not what is used to be, having altered into a high level of consciousness, generosity, gratitude, and unwavering sense of contentment regardless of the hardship in life are the main characteristics accompanying anyone who has arrived here. Beyond that lies the valley of unity. Those who are here will be pleased with whatever situation God places them in. Mundane matter make no difference to them, as they have achieved the pleased nerves. In the next stage, the pleasing nerves, one becomes a lantern to humanity, radiating energy to everyone who asks for it, teaching and illuminating like a true master. Sometimes such a person can also have healing powers. Wherever he goes, he will make a big difference in other people's life. In everything he does and aspires to do, his main goal is to serve God through serving others. Finally, in the 7th stage, one attains the purified nerves and becomes insan-i-kamil, a perfect human being. But nobody knows much about that state, and even if a few ever did, they wouldn't speak of it. The stages, the path, are easy to summarize, difficult to experience. Adding to the obstacles that appear along the way is the fact that here is no guarantee of continuous progress. The route from the first to the last stage is by no means linear. There is always the danger of tumbling back into earlier stage, sometimes even from a superior stage all the way down to the first one. Given the many traps along the way, it is no wonder that in every century, only a few people manage to reach the final stages. So when Shams asked me that question, I wasn't simply a comparison that he was after. He wanted me to consider how far I was willing to go to efface my personality in order to be absorbed in God. There is a second question hidden within his first question. How about you, great preacher? He was asking me. Of the 7 stages, which stage are you at? And do you think you have the heart to go further? Till the very end? Tell me, how big is your cup?